Okay, so now what, right? Now what? That's the sentiment I'm getting from many of you now that I've shown a spotlight on things that are not working, or I just validated the obvious in your marriage. The question is, okay, so what do we do, right? And part of me loves this question because this is, what I pretty much dedicating my life to at this point. And part of me gets very uncomfortable with this question because when I hear the question, very often what is behind the question is an innocent, almost like expectation that the answer should be similar to other people's answers, right? Which there's like a certain packaging, there's a certain packaging of answers of like communicate a certain way, do a certain thing, work on yourself in this way, like a certain prescribed method almost that is then guaranteed to give you the results that you're looking for, right? And I certainly hope that with what I offer, eventually it absolutely does end up with more than what you are hoping for, even more than what you can even dream of for yourself. But there is no like cute little package of say this and do this and this is what you do, because it's not about any one thing, and it's not about, certainly not about communicating in the right way. It's about a whole entire paradigm shift. It's about shifting your internal operating system from a Gullus operating system to Geula operating system. And I know that that sounds so abstract, which is partly why it's hard to even talk about it while standing on one foot, because I'm not looking to be vague and abstract. And when I do coach women or teach my course, it's very, I hope, very, I'm told it's helpful and it's meant to be very concrete and practical. But, if I'm not going to like give a whole multi-hours long course here, and I'm certainly not speaking to an individual, and I'm trying to give a more broader explanation, then forgive me for being a little bit more abstract for the moment, but it is a complete different perspective and paradigm shift that is shifting again, like I said, from this Gullus operating system to a Geula operating system. And what's the Geula operating system? Well, what I would say practically is that it's understanding that you are the creator of your own reality. Not completely. There's obviously tragedies and terrible things that we don't have control over, and even things that technically we have power to influence change over, like there is the ability of influence to co-create a different reality with Hashem. We're still working on Hashem's timeline, right? And we're not like in charge, but there's still a very different way of viewing a lot of challenges that is what I would call a Geula mindset perspective. And I'm going to be a little jumping all over the place here, so hopefully just stick around and get cozy. But when I had originally started teaching what I call soul powers, and I had a soul powers course teaching about the kochos, the powers that Hashem gave us to co-create our desired reality with Him. And for me, it's very connected to Geula, because this whole perspective of that we can partner with Hashem in creating our desired reality is Geula consciousness. It's an elevated frequency. It's a preparation. It's a preparation for Mashiach. And then I ended up veering off into marriage. And at first I didn't see the connection between the two. And I even was questioning myself, like, why would I keep my brand name of Geula mindset if my focus is relationships? Like why not change the brand name to something that shows that it's about relationships? And the reason that I didn't is because Geula mindset is the foundation of everything I teach about relationships. Because if Geula mindset is not at the foundation of my approach to marriage, then what I teach practically in marriage, it would be what a lot of people say, which is either, like lower your standards and be happy with what you have, or if it's really bad, then get divorced. you know, and then of course you have the people that don't really have big issues, and okay, fine, and then those people you just go to marriage therapy and work it out. But the people that can't just go to marriage therapy and work it out, like, there is no other way in Gullah's other than those two options, which is just nobody's perfect, and you can't expect men to be too emotionally available, or if he's really abusive, which a lot of what we like, there's a lot of abuse that we don't even call abuse because it's not abusive enough, you know, and that you just, you know, nobody's perfect. And then there's, or if it's like abusive enough that it's obviously abusive, well, then get divorced. Like, there is no alternative in the Gullah's paradigm that I know of, you know. And so what I'm doing, what I'm here to do is say, you don't just have, it's not divorce or settle for breadcrumbs or worse. Like, there is another option. There is a third path. But to go down that path, we need a new way of approaching challenges. And that new way, that paradigm shift, again, is founded on this Gula mindset. And so that's why my brand name is still Gula Mindset. Although separately, I'll probably have like a separate business name for different reasons, which will reflect relationships. But so at the end of the day, like, I cannot just sit here and say, here's what you do. First of all, I mean, that's, I could tell you what offers I have, but I couldn't, there's like very little that I would feel comfortable sharing in like a 3-minute clip that actually captures the essence of what it is that I'm really about and what it is that I'm really trying to give over. I'm going to pause this video to make a part 2 because this video is getting too long.